Get us away at the start of the second half, 0-0. They attack the goal to our right, looking for a place in the FA Cup semi-finals. Whelan making an early break for Liverpool. Ron Atkinson, who's up here with me, interesting to hear both Ian and Jimmy saying that they thought Liverpool weren't playing that well. I think you agree, but basically it's up front where they're not playing well.
Yes, I think what they're probably meaning by that is the fact that Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush, both for them, had quiet games. The game hasn't really come their way at all, but they haven't really made the impact on the game that one normally expects from them.
Rush dispossessed there by Billy Ronson. MacDonald. Now Goodison. There's Larry May going in. And now Lawrenson to Hansen. Hasn't reached as yet any great peaks of excitement, but it's a well contested cup tie, and so far not a trainer on the field. Cross coming in again, and Rush. Well, like him.
It's St George falling back though, Brian, and to be fair, Paul Future put him under a lot of pressure. That wasn't a simple situation as possibly people might think it was.
It's a goal kick to Barnsley. Agnew bringing Thomas nicely into the game, with Joyce going outside him. So here come Barnsley. Ronson hoping to get it going again and again. I don't think Owen will get to it. It's a throw to Liverpool.
One of the problems that Barnsley might have in trying to change their style and put a charge on Liverpool is the fact that this season I think they've based a lot of their play on being really tight at the back. For instance, the right fullback, who I feel could really push himself forward into the space, is just sitting and making sure there's plenty of cover at the back.
So it's a goal kick to Liverpool. Haven't really had an opportunity to say congratulations to you and Manchester United getting to the semi-finals yesterday, Ron.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Will Liverpool or will Barnsley join them? And while we're on the subject of Manchester United, you've got a game on Tuesday, haven't you, at Tottenham? Is Brian Robson going to be fit for that one?
Well, he played in the reserves yesterday. He played a sweeper and did quite well, apparently. And we'll see how he is tomorrow, and we'll see whether we can consider him for Tuesday night's game against Tottenham.
Well, here at Barnsley, it's Joe Joyce, Gwyn Thomas, Gordon Owen, Dalglish not controlling it all that well, and May was in and overhitting it really and not giving his front men any chance at all. And here's Grobbelaar. 6 clean sheets for Bruce in the last 9 games. May getting it back. Winning it. Owen. MacDonald twisting and turning and finding Hansen in Schwartz clearance towards Rush. Free kick to Liverpool. Got to go back. Then with the free kick for Liverpool. And now with the throw. It's been a fairly mucky start to the second half one.
Yes, there's been no noticeable sort of increase in tempo. Barnsley, to be fair to Barnsley, I'm saying that they haven't had a chance to put a charge in because they haven't had the ball much in the second half. Liverpool have had it. Haven't done an awful lot with it, to be fair. Just knocked it about from side to side. But really have prevented Barnsley from getting any steam up.
Dalglish. Hansen. Oh, trying to get in there. And it might fall in the end for Whelan, but it's a goal kick.
And I would think one of the dangers in a game like this, particularly against Liverpool, where it becomes a little bit of lulls in it, I think there's a danger for, say, that the inferior side to lose a little bit of concentration. I mean, Liverpool are masters at sneaking somebody in like Walk or Rush, even when they aren't playing particularly well.
Campbell battling and beating Nicol. Finding Ronson. Finding Thomas. But the whistle had gone. Just when it looked as though Barnsley were on the move. And the referee wanting a word with Steve Nicol.
It's a great pity he couldn't have allowed the advantage.
Oh, it was.
Because they got themselves into quite a good little situation there, Barnsley.
Liverpool's throw. Phil Neal with it. Dalglish. McDonald. McDonald. It's straight at Thomas. Owen. Joyce. Kane overhit, giving Agnew no chance. And once almost knocking out his own teammate, Winston Campbell there. Liverpool's throw. And again.
Yeah, one of the other dangers, of course, is the two Barnsley midfield players, Ronson and Thomas, have done so much running, chasing the ball when Liverpool have played possession. There's a danger that they could run out of legs as the game gets towards its closing stages.
McDonald finding Whelan. And now Campbell. Agnew. Now Campbell. Oh, that was a fairly ambitious ball to play. And here's Campbell again. Really what the Barnsley fans would like to see is a flying run or two down the wing by Winston Campbell. We've just not seen them so far this afternoon.
Well, to be fair to him, Brian, he's been tucked so far back that he hasn't really had an opportunity to get a run at full now.
The noise that's coming up is from the Liverpool fans as they continue to press forward. It's with Dalglish. And Rush! A mistake by the keeper. A devastating blow then for the second division team. It didn't really appear to be a great deal of danger. And Clive Baker, just having got hold of it, couldn't keep it. As Dalglish crossed it in. Rush is lurking. And Liverpool in the lead.
Well, as you say, that was an absolute tragedy for the keeper, wasn't it? tidy enough crossing from Dalglish, but to be perfectly honest, he had the thing completely under control, and that's a heck of a blow for Barnsley. That. And what a gift for Rush.
16 this season for him now. With, as you can see, a little over 10 minutes of the second half gone. Hansen now. And it's going to be so difficult to loosen Liverpool's grip on this cup tie now. Barnsley have to say to themselves, well, we were behind down at the Dell on Monday night, and we came back then. And we'll have to see if they can come back again now. It's with Rush again. Finding Nicol. This time it's Whelan on the break, but no mistakes from Baker there. So typical of Rush to be there for that sort of...
Yes, I was just thinking there, we talk about a simple goal and everything, but at least the fella's on the spot. He's looking for anything like that may happen. Looking at the game in general now, and I know you may be tempting fate, you can't really see at this moment in time anyway Barnsley can really get back in it, can you?
Well, let's see if you are tempting fate as Owen crosses it in, and Ron Futcher was in there. The ball coming off Phil Neal for the corner. So Barnsley pressing with the corner.
Yeah, Jimmy was saying in the interval that they haven't really made the most of their crosses. I would have thought their best header of the ball is arguably Larry May, and he's not got anywhere near a cross yet. There's been nothing in there for him to feed on.
Well, May is coming up for this corner. And it's aimed long towards him, and he got the header in, but not on target.
Yes, you feel if they get any such situations, then they've got to make the most of it.
Rush, the man who scored the goal. And look at that amazing record of scoring in the Cup. FA Cup appearances 18, FA Cup goals 15.
And isn't there something about every time he scored, Liverpool have never lost a game, Brian?
That's what they say. Getting it back comfortably to Grobbelaar. Future under this one, under pressure from Rush. The ball comes through to Dalglish, and now for Walk. And a corner for Liverpool. Starting to pull out all the stops now, Liverpool. It'll be Steve Nicol with their corner. Dalglish close at hand. Here he is, Nicol. Neal. Dalglish.
It looks as if it's going to be all uphill for Barnsley now. Liverpool, I feel sure now will just knock the ball about for the remainder of the game. Hopefully, if they can get another opportunity to kill the game off, it, to make sure people like Lawrence and Hansen don't have any slip-ups at this end.
Again, but losing that time to Campbell. And a goal kick.
See the problem Barnsley got, they've probably indoctrinated into playing in a particular manner, and I would think they find it very, very hard to change the pattern. Liverpool are still keeping the two strikers up, and yet Barnsley still have the four defenders occupying them, whereas you would have thought there's nothing to lose now. They've got to give it a thrash.
Agnew. Agnew again. Dalglish. Trying to get Rush on his way. Butcher's gone with him. And a free kick given to Liverpool.
I think that's
right on the edge.
Harsh decision, that, Brian. I think Ian Rush had completely lost control and stumbled over himself there.
Well, it's certainly an interesting angle. Dalglish and Kennedy and Whelan behind it. And MacDonald on the right.
Dalglish likes a pop from here, though, doesn't he?
Could be a curling shot from Dalglish. But we're wrong again. And that wasn't quite what Liverpool intended, but it'll be their throw. Corner. Off Agnew. Now the second half gone. Liverpool leading in this sixth round FA Cup tie by a goal to nil. Ian Rush the scorer. Here's Dalglish. And thrust wide again from Rush. Brilliant work by Dalglish. I thought for a moment the ball had gone out of play, but he somehow kept it in. Whipped in a wicked cross here. Good play by Dalglish. Just kept it in, as you can see. Flying header there by Rush. Just wide of the post.
Well, if they say Rush's got a weakness, it's with his head. Ryan, I think he probably felt he should have put that one away. But as you say, some marvellous play from Dalglish there.
Free kick to Barnsley. Paul Futcher with it. And they have pushed May forward. Ron Futcher. Walk. MacDonald. Rush. Kennedy. Thomas. Well, the crowd wanted him to have a pop there, but it wasn't really possible, and it wasn't a very good ball to Campbell either, but Barnsley get the throw. Winston Campbell with it. Now Billy Ronson looking for an angle and an extra yard. Picks one in there and it came off Ron Futcher. And now for Agnew. Played across there, and for a moment Liverpool were in a little bit of trouble. And would have been in deep trouble if Agnew's pass had found Ron Futcher.
Yeah, I would have said that was their best chance, Brian. If the boy could have, his first touch would have been right, he'd rather lost control a little bit here. I think he'd been setting himself up for a shot at goal.
Comes the corner. Oh, my goodness, it just fell over on Futcher's head, and Rob Law was struggling for a moment there. So it's a goal kick. May again winning it in the air, and Goodison. This will come. It came for Gordon, and it wasn't quite the pass that Barnsley wanted. Win again, beaten in the air that time by Whelan. And Whelan playing it forward. Larry May. Putting it where it was safe. Record signing £100,000 from Leicester, Larry May. Whelan getting it in there, and May again getting it away. Neil trying to return it. Rush. Good play by Ronson, but not such a good pass. Owen keeps it in. MacDonald up, just nicking that through now for Whelan to make tracks towards that Barnsley goal. Here's Dalglish. A little bit of space there for Whelan, and more for Dalglish. And the little chip, and Rush was there, and Nichols there, and Joyce is there. And Campbell just wallops it away. Lawrenson's nicely controlled header. Here's MacDonald again now for Liverpool. Liverpool leading by 1-0. Ian Rush the scorer. Nicol going a long way, getting it towards Rush. But he was well policed there by Paul Fucher.
McDonald's absolutely ran the game for him today. He's had all the time in the world, all the space in the world. He's used it very, very well. His passing's been top class, and he's just sat in the fielding gaps whenever Walker and Whelan have gone forward.
Free kick to Barnsley. Maybe a fresh glimmer of hope. But it's a fair way out with 20 minutes of the second half gone. Still just a one goal in it. Owen and Ronson over it. It's Owen with a little chip. Lawrenson with a header away. And in the end it squeezes clear to Dalglish. The touch by Fucher now for Goodison. Back again for Fucher. Paul to brother Ron. Flicked on there towards Thomas. And Grobbelaar quickly out before Campbell can get there. Nicol. Spell this for Barnsley. May, Goodison, Ronson. Again, Rush doing an awful lot of work, coming back and fighting for the ball, but that time conceding the free kick to Barnsley. Goodison will take it, right foot. Towards Ron Fucher, beaten quite comfortably in the air by Hansen. Here's Paul Fucher. Now Joe Joyce. Towards Grobbelaar. It's a good spell this for Barnsley, Ron.
It is, but I can't understand for the life of me there. They've just had a free kick there. They're chasing the game. Their best header of the ball, Larry May, stays back. I would have thought now is the time to throw him in there and say, come on, let's toss a few balls up to him and let's see if we can scramble something out of them.
As it is, Walk takes possession now for Liverpool. And now Neil. Here's MacDonald. Agnew playing it on for Fucher. Now the break is on for Gordon Owen. He's got Kennedy coming back, still with Owen in there. Crossed it in, passed away by Grobbelaar. Good break again by Barnsley.
Brilliant run by the lad there. One or two people may say he should have gone for the back stick or crossed it to the back stick. I don't really think he had a chance. I think that Kennedy was angling off to such an extent he had to just fire the thing in and see what happened.
So Gordon Owen, who made the corner, taking it. And it might come, and in the end, a missed kick there. Two missed kicks, but the whistle had gone. And a pat on the head by Larry May for Kevin MacDonald, who, of course, they played together at Leicester.
See, even that little bit of pressure, Brian, lifted the crowd a little bit. And I think that is so important now for Barnsley to get the crowd up, to get the tails right behind them.
Walk with a header. Dalglish. Free kick to Barnsley. Certainly a tremendous run there by Gordon Owen. Barnsley boy, as you can see, played for Sheffield Wednesday. He's on loan to Rotherham, Doncaster and Chesterfield. Then had a good spell at Cardiff where he was their top scorer before coming back to his hometown. It's really a great run by him. Here's Dalglish though. Fucher. Free kick given to Barnsley, or to Liverpool rather. 5 minutes of the second half gone in this sixth-round tie. Barnsley 0, Liverpool 1. Ian Rush, the scorer. May, just the glancing touch. Johnson battling away like a little terrier again there, but got caught on the thigh, Billy Ronson, and he's struggling a little bit at just this moment.
Yeah, him and Thomas, they've run 1,000,000 miles this afternoon. An awful lot of it chasing the game, chasing the ball. I noticed that Bobby Collins is warming up his sub now, Stuart Gray, who's another midfield player. I wonder whether, in fact, he's thinking of pulling off one of his defenders and trying to bolster up the midfield and push the left winger on.
Ron Futcher in a bit of trouble at the moment. Stuart Gray, of course, had a good spell at Nottingham Forest. And knows a bit about the big time. Once played in a World Club Championship for Forest.
To be fair, Brian, he looks as if when he first got in the Forest side, he was going to be a very good player, didn't he? Came in and then he had a bad injury for a long while, didn't he?
And hasn't played now, in point of fact, for about in the first team for 15 months because of a bad back injury.
That's right. I remember them once they played him left full back against us. I think when Brian Clough sold Frankie Gray, he was toying with the idea of making him a permanent left back for him.
Well, here's Larry May for Barnsley. A bit too short that for Billy Ronson. And Rush. Poked back again. Well, it's there. And Whelan. Well, Ronnie Whelan gets the second, and what a bizarre goal that was. They looked as though they'd given it away. They looked as though they'd saved it, and then Barnsley gave it away again. Billy Ronson's back pass is what started it. Rush looked as though he'd taken it too wide. And now just look at this. Cannon back off Goodison, and as he stumbled, Ronnie Whelan put it into the back of the net.
Brian, if you don't win when that's going through, you'll never win a game, will you? I mean, the two goals have been really comic cuts goals.
Here's Owen again for Barnsley. And Lawrenson comfortably away. Joyce playing it in. And now Ron Futcher! Oh! Right against Grobbelaar. There was a great chance of the equaliser there.
Brilliant goalkeeping though, Brian. Superb goalkeeping, but he should really have made it pay.
Ronson. Play towards Gwyn Thomas. And a corner for Barnsley. And a goal kick. A little flurry of excitement there, and the Futcher brothers well involved. And Futcher's shot, Ron Futcher that is, coming off Grobbelaar's legs. Brilliant piece of goalkeeping by Bruce. May have said that would have been the equaliser in the excitement, of course, forgetting that Ronnie Whelan had made it 2-0. Back it goes from Paul Futcher. Lawrenson. Neil. Walk. It's Joyce. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. Agnew. Thomas. Can Ron Futcher get in this time? Well, the two strikers there got in each other's ways. Ronson now with a poor ball that time. And I think Barnsley about to make their substitution. Stuart Gray coming on and Stephen Agnew coming off.
I think the second goal there, Brian, once again highlights Ian Rush's anticipation. Right, it was a very, very poor back pass of Billy Ronson's, but at least Rush is on his toes looking for the thing. remember when I was manager of West Bromwich Albion, Tony Brown, who was an excellent goal scorer, always said, if you anticipate back passes, at some given time in the course of the game, you'll get yourself a chance.
Oh, that was a tough old challenge there by Joe Joyce. I think we've got a couple of fellows also in our commentary team today who are a bit useful at that, Ian St John and Jimmy Greaves. It was just about their philosophy too. Well, it's Alan Kennedy with the free kick for Liverpool. Off Larry May's head. Stuart Bray. What they've done is they've obviously popped Bray into the midfield, and they've encouraged Winston Campbell now, the number 11, to play out and out as a front man. To Liverpool. This is May again for Barnsley. Again it was Rush who got in there to stop the clearance being an effective one. Dalglish. Very quick with the challenge. Neil quick to pick up the loose one. It's Nicol again. Neil. And Gray, stopped by MacDonald. Liverpool unbeaten in their last 9 coming to this one, going through a really good spell at the moment. Look very much like stretching that to 10. Of course, only a fool counts his chickens in football, but I would think, Ron, that come the draw on Monday, you might want to avoid Liverpool in a semi-final.
Yeah, I think so. I think they might also want to avoid us, though, Grant, to be perfectly honest. I bet they really, I bet they can't realise what's happened to them today. I mean, they've hardly got out of second gear, and yet they're winning the game hands down through the courtesy of Barnsley in many ways.
Indeed. I mean, they'll be cursing themselves with the 2 goals, as you rightly say, Comic Cuts goals that they've given away.
Before the game, I bet they looked at this, and they're well steeped in all the big games and everything. They'll have looked at this game as a very awkward, tricky fixture. And I would imagine if you'd have said to Joe Fagan before the kick-off, will you take a draw and come back to Anfield on Wednesday, they're well settled for it.
Well, there's still about 12 minutes to go. Liverpool now with a cushion of a 2-goal lead. Rush and Whelan the scorers. MacDonald now coming through. And just pushed wide by Baker. MacDonald, who hasn't scored for Liverpool since he joined them from Leicester.
He deserves one today. For me, definitely he's been my man of the match.
And Baker just finger-tipping it round for another Liverpool corner, which Kenny Dalglish will take. 34 last Monday. And a goal kick. MacDonald, as you can see, yet to score an FA Cup goal. He wasn't so far away from it, 24 years old. Walk. Now Nicol leaving it for Phil Neal. Dalglish, the touch for MacDonald. Here he is again. It's a good ball. And played in nicely for Rush, and now for Dalglish, and now for Rush! You will not find a better goal than that.
Well, that was Liverpool at their best. Some superb one-touch passing, the little ball at the end through the gap with the English's 1-2. Brilliant. And a superb piece of finishing. He made it look dead easy at the end, didn't he? But to be perfectly honest, that is the mark of a master finisher.
Superb stuff.
He's lifted it over the keeper.
Look at that. Little flick out with the left foot. And the second one for Rush, the third for Liverpool. 10 minutes remaining. Butcher up for Barnsley. In goes Owen. But it's a pretty forlorn task now. And MacDonald was right in at the start of that one as well, of course. Campbell. And Grobbelaar. Well, here's Rush again, Dalglish. Play on, a good advantage that time played by the referee. Dalglish finding MacDonald on the score sheet for the first time, perhaps? No, but playing it back and getting a corner. We talk so glowingly about Kevin MacDonald, and then people start talking about the new Graham Souness, or the influence that Souness has had. Is it going to be that sort of player? Just a moment, Ron. Let's see what Kenny Dalglish is going to do here first. There's MacDonald playing it back for him, but a little too firmly.
Yes, he's fitted into their pattern of play, the way Souness used to. I mean, to sort of start calling him the new Souness is a little bit much for anybody at the moment. But he holds his position well, his passing's good. And what's more important, he enables the other three midfield players to go off on forward runs. I mean, Walk is playing with a lot of freedom. Remember, before he came into the side, there was a lot of talk about Walk could possibly be out the side and could be leaving the club. Now, I mean, Walk just goes off on bombing raids every time they have it from the back, and has scored any amount of goals. To be fair, he's also had an awful lot of space to play in this afternoon, but having said that, he's used it very, very well.
Yes, a masterful second half performance, but suddenly a mistake by Lawrenson, and Butcher is through, and Grobbelaar was equal to it. Almost a collector's item there, a total lack of concentration just for a moment by Mark Lawrenson. And very nearly a consolation goal for Barnsley. 3-0 down. Owen. Neil away. Paul Butcher. Ronnie Whelan leaving it to Nicol. Now with Walk, and now with Nicol. And a goal kick.
Yeah, the game's fun to play now for Liverpool, isn't it? They've got all the time in the world, all the space in the world. Everybody's bombing all over the place now, and they're going to enjoy these last few minutes.
Dalglish looking to get away, stumbled, got himself up, played a lovely ball in for Rush. His hat-trick!
He is absolutely unbelievable. Once again, look, the simplest of chances looked as if he couldn't miss, but that's the mark he is. He just takes them and makes it look all so easy. Great play by Dalglish.
Unbelievable finishing there by Ian Rush. The hat-trick man, and Liverpool now go 4-0 up. With 6 minutes remaining. Owen. So we've certainly in the hat-trick, Ron, had a contrast. We've had a simple tap-in, really, after a goalkeeping mistake. A magnificent move with a lot of one-time passing that Rush finished off superbly. And then just the blistering striker's finish for the third.
Yeah, that's right. All scored from what? Every one of them within the 6-yard box, I would think. And people will say, well, they're all tap-ins. But I think Greaves, you'll agree, the majority of the best strikers scored most of their goals in the 6-yard box.
And it looks as though they're not finished yet, as Walk takes the challenge from Ronson and gets the free kick for Liverpool. Dalglish, a deep one. Goodison away. And now Stuart Gray.
Even the amazing thing in this game, Brian, is possibly the two best chances of the second half have both fallen to Ron Fucci.
Goodison. But Barnsley, instead of being in the game, are right out of it, 4-0 down.
Yeah, they'll be glad for the final whistle to go now. There's no way back at all for them, obviously.
Which will go in a little over 4 minutes' time. Versus Rush. What an afternoon Rush has had. Neil. Nicol. Dalglish. There's the little chip. Billy Ronson. MacDonald. I think for all of Rush's brilliance, MacDonald is still your man of the match, Ron, isn't he?
It seems strange that when a lad's got a hat-trick, but yep, he's done everything right. Yeah, I think Barnsley have now paid, you know, Brian. We talked about it an awful lot during the first half, of pushing the tempo up and trying to put Liverpool under pressure. Instead, they try to match them in a passing sort of match, a game where, I suppose, for use of a better phrase, you'd say technical skills, and they've got murder really at the end of the day, simply purely because they're playing a team that, when you play possession football, are the best.
Kennedy. Goodison. Owen. Stopped by Lawrenson. Might come for Fucci. Here's Owen. Do Barnsley get a consolation? Not this time, it seems. There's still a bit of work for Grobbelaar to do, which he does quite comfortably. Let me just tell you that we are hoping before we go off the air tonight to get a word with Ian Rush and hopefully Kevin MacDonald as well. 4-0 to Liverpool. And here in Yorkshire, the sun's beginning to come out, but not for the Yorkshire team. Campbell. Owen. And Ron Fucci clashing with Phil Neal and going down quite painfully. Walk. And they're full of running, Liverpool still. And here's Dalglish. And touched back that time by Paul Fucci to his keeper, Clive Baker. Tough old game in Vienna on Wednesday night, Ron, and they look absolutely full of running still, Liverpool, don't they?
Yes, well, I think they were allowed to play at their own pace. In the first half particularly, they didn't take too much out of themselves. And of course, they had the great sort of uplift of those two goals, which probably even they couldn't have legislated for the way they came.
Paul Fucci. Owen. Good play by Neil. And just kept in by Rush, of course. There's Larry May. And Robson carefully back. Talking earlier about Liverpool be pleased to avoid Manchester United, and you'll be pleased to avoid them. But in fact, the semi-finals are beginning to shape up with real quality teams in them all around.
Yes, that's right, Brian. I mean, when the draw was made, I think a lot of people were looking at Liverpool, Everton, ourselves, and maybe Luton or Watford, and one doesn't, you don't know what's going to happen at Ipswich. I mean, they did a great job yesterday. You don't know what's going to happen there, but it could certainly be, three of those teams could certainly be there.
Well, Dalglish and Liverpool are giving us a quality second half here at Barnsley, leading 4-0, and plucked out of the air by Baker from Steve Nicol as the final whistle goes. And Liverpool are through to the semi-finals with Ian Rush, a brilliant hat-trick in the second half, Ronnie Whelan the other one. We hope to be having a word with Rush and with McDonald after the break.